much, Todd. Well, a new book by our next guest centers around a journalist, activist, and educator, Hubert Harrison. Dr. Brian Kwoba is associate professor and the director of African and African American Studies at the University of Memphis. He joins us on the red couch this morning to discuss his new book, Hubert Harrison, Forbidden Genius of Black Radicalism. Welcome to Live at 9. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Thank you so much for having me, Cory.
Of course.
Great to be here.
So for starters, what led you to write a book about him? And for folks, I mean, he's not known very well. So talk to me about what led you to him and why did you want to spend a few years of your life dedicating to write a book about him?
Great question. Well, if I can tell a story.
Yes, you can.
In September of 1912, about 99 years before the Occupy Wall Street movement, Hubert Harrison was occupying a whole group of people on Wall Street right outside the New York Stock Exchange, and he spoke for 3 hours. And as his voice got more and more coarse and hoarse, people started coming in closer to hear him. And his topic was the case for socialism. And so this story, I think, really shows his boldness, you know, speaking about socialism right in front of the New York Stock Exchange, where all the robber barons of the Gilded Age were based, the billionaire oligarchs of Harrison's day. And I became intrigued by this figure who was, you know, really challenging some of the injustices and inequalities in society so long ago. He was almost ahead of his time.
Way ahead of his time.
And he was so interesting and important and yet so forgotten. So that's what really set me down the path to say, I want to study this person more and share what I learn with others, because he seems like someone who we should be knowing more about, thinking more about.
And a lot of stuff in your writings, you were saying, I can relate to him. And you like list numerous ways that you relate to him. Tell our viewers about some of those connections that you kind of saw as you were researching.
Sure. Well, Harrison, you know, was critical of a lot of the forces he saw as perpetuating injustices, and he was actually fired from his job as a postal worker for making some of those criticisms outspoken. I was fired teaching high school for my politics and doing things that were too radical in the eyes of the administration. So those are ways I can relate to Harrison, you know, trying to maintain your principles, trying to speak truth to power, but also sometimes paying a consequence for that. And so that's something that I found made it easier for me to interpret his life, because I could relate to a number of moments in his life that felt similar to things that I had experienced.
You were so honest about, you know, when you were in middle school, elementary school, middle school, high school, it wasn't until college that you got into really true history. I love how honest you were, because a lot of kids these days are just like, oh my goodness, but the importance of it. I love how honest you were about it, but it really wasn't until college that you started researching even deeper and diving deeper.
Absolutely.
Basically.
Yeah, I never liked history. I just thought it was boring. I thought it was about memorization of names and dates. And I never had a teacher that really inspired me to get interested in history. In college, fast forward a couple of years, I became an activist. And at that time, it was the Iraq War, the George W. Bush era. And that's the moment where I first realized that history matters, because it explains how we got the world we have. If you want to change anything, it's useful to know how it got to be the way it is. And so as I was starting to try to change the world and end this war, I realized I needed to know how we got to a situation in the first place. And that set me down a whole new path and a whole new phase of my life, where I began to really appreciate and study history, not just the mainstream version, but also the hidden history, the histories that are sort of swept under the rug.
I mean, exactly, because I feel like for Mr. Harrison, it's like you have lack of information almost on purpose, I feel. So when you were researching, how were you able to piece everything together, and did you have enough documentation to kind of piece together his timeline? Because he was well ahead of what everybody is considering, like it's 20 years later, and he really did it 20 years earlier.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, one of the things that I was able to do as I became more politically conscious and conscious of history is to seek out the untold stories, right? The stories that haven't gotten the attention they deserve, whether it's labor history, whether it's history of, you know, African-American history, and some of the darker chapters of this country's history that we often don't like to talk about. I was just curious to learn more and learn what I hadn't learned before. And so thanks to a gentleman called Jeff Perry, who did the initial work to kind of gather a lot of Harrison's papers together and put them in an archive. Once I got to that archive, it was like a whole other new chapter, because I got to see Harrison's diaries. I got to read through his scrapbooks. He used to keep these very meticulous scrapbooks on a whole number of different topics. I got to read his letters of correspondence, you know, with some of the other figures and contemporaries of his that lived at that time. And that's when my project really took off, because I was able to piece together with some of his own documents and his own personal files the story that I wanted to tell.
And the writings, I bet, were just like, talk about a treasure trove of words, a linguist, of being able to truly be a speaker. And it really goes to show for kids also, make sure public speaking, because it truly is so impactful and it could be a movement for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, Harrison was an extraordinary public speaker. He's someone who would speak on street corners in New York in what many people called a kind of outdoor university, because he had so much knowledge and he read so widely in so many different fields, but he wanted to offer that knowledge to the people. He wanted to make it accessible to people, and he would generate audiences large enough to block traffic. So it speaks to the kind of oral culture of that time, that people didn't have internet and television, right? Screens were not a thing yet.
It was just corner.
Speaking on the corner to the people, you know, in a live and interactive kind of format. Which he became really legendary for, and in some ways established a kind of street corner speaking tradition that would live on beyond him.
Thank you so much. And you have your event at Novel.
Yes.
That's going to be this Wednesday.
Yes, tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Novel Memphis. We're doing a book launch event with Chuck McKinney from Rhodes College. He's going to be joining me in conversation, and I'm really, really excited to share this work.
Thank you for hanging out on the Red Couch with us. We really greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So much
and thank you for
having
this
me.
book. This is awesome.
Thank you so much.
So needed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, there's so much more ahead on Live at 9. Local pediatrician Dr. Cynthia Cross is here to talk about vaccines. Back to school season means kids are sharing more than classrooms, so during the week, right? So Dr. Cross will explain why vaccinations are important. And that actually inspired our Live at 9 question of the day. So hover your phone camera over the screen, look for the yellow bar, tap it, and vote. We want to know, do you plan to get the flu shot this year? Your choices are yes, no, I'm not sure yet. Stay with us.